What's up, guys? Welcome to Base Damage, and this week on podcast number 62, I'm going in solo again on this one, but it's due to multiple layers of just timing issues bad on my part, personally. But yeah, initially I was going to be wanting to try to do a Hino Logi set discussion coming up soon, but my fault on missing some timing for trying to get up with people for that. One of the people we're going to try to get in for is Pay3 for Hanyo, because he's actually one of the only people in our group that's got Hinology and is actually messing with it and whatnot, and I actually haven't even looked at the set yet myself. I just haven't even glanced. I've seen, like, I've heard rumor a little bit about some of the stuff that goes on for Hinology, so it's, it's whatever. I heard you exceed summon, something like from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just kidding. No. But anyway, so a little bit solo this week. A couple things coming up. I figured do more of a little bit of announcement type thing as well. But for the most part, this is just going to be fairly chill. No real rants or anything of that nature unless it just strikes me spur of the moment. So, let's see. For the most part, this week I am... working on a couple things. Trying to work on a couple deck profiles I got coming up. One I haven't finished yet, and I got to test. As far as one deck, I'm still testing. That's whatever. Let's see. Other announcements. We got another one pertaining to the giveaways. Me and Moroku had discussed what type of giveaways should be done sometime soon. We basically had two different ideas for this, or two different thoughts pertaining to this. Firstly, we're probably going to wait until like after Christmas, maybe like the beginning of the new year. Mainly because with the holidays and whatnot, it is going to be more difficult to be able to coordinate everybody's schedules for what all we're going to be trying to do. Secondly, thanks to watching a stream the other day that Contains Anime had done, our buddy Cam and Pay3 for Hanyo as well had been doing a live stream of their locals, and we got the awesome idea to do a live stream for our next tournament. One that saves me from having to record, render, and all sorts of other shenanigans. As far as that's concerned, it just saves so much headache pertaining to that. At this point, I just really kind of got to get a camera to be able to record it with, but that still shouldn't be too terribly bad. I don't think so, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. For the most part, that's probably going to be what it ends up being. We still do like announcement video, have people put in their votes right before the right before the stream goes live. We end the voting and whatnot and proceed to start up the tournament. I am not allowed to compete in this one again personally, because I had won the second one, and when we went to record the matches for the third one, the videos getting fucked up and whatnot, I hadn't competed in that one, but because we never released it, I'm still going to abide by that same rule where I'm just not going to enter in this one because we haven't released another one yet. So, which I'll mostly be trying to man the stream and trying to keep track of everything that's going on for that anyway. So we're going to try to find a good day where everybody can just get together, hang out, and just do like a live stream all in one go. And just basically run the entire tournament within, a little while. Instead of having to worry about everybody. And then still, power around, have a good time and whatnot. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to have fun, even though I realize the word fun triggers a lot of people when it comes to the, competitive Weiss and whatnot. Anywho, so that's going to be for later in, like, the beginning of the year or something like that. Maybe mid to late January, something of that nature. I figured do it before Persona 5 comes out so we don't see too terribly many P5 shenanigans as well, because then that's just going to be a nightmare if that goes. Not like we aren't going to have enough nightmares from SAO, Ordinal Scale will be coming out, the week before Christmas, or the week of Christmas. Know what I'm saying? The week of Christmas. But because of like the limited number of sets that we have announced for English as of right now, as of the recording of this, December 4th, 2017, we have 2 sets confirmed for English. A couple things that I am looking forward to, because more than likely Bushiroad is going to bring over stuff like their Bang Dream sets from the ones that we're going to be getting in JP in a little bit. New Trial Deck Plus, a new booster box, and whatnot of that nature. We're probably going to eventually be getting all of that, and it'll come over in English. So that's just a matter of time. It's because Bushi owns it, which I completely understand and really don't fault them for. So in that regard, that's completely and totally fine, and I expect to see that fairly soonish. Probably, I can see us probably getting an announcement of that before SAO drops. I could be wrong. Let's see. Part of that, because of how much Bang Dream we're going to be getting, I'm tempted to start like picking up a whole bunch more Bang Dream stuff, just in case something comes out that ends up being just banana combo wise. There might be some other stuff. One, I don't know how much of this is going to be for the next booster, but I really, really enjoyed running Glitter Green as far as from the first Bang Dream set. So, if they have other off the wall combinations or other shenanigans like that, I'd really like to be able to see what all they do and see what all is available in that regard. The Exodia combo was okay. Admittedly, I'm also not used to the standby trigger just yet, but maybe I'll get used to that as it goes on. Regardless, bouncing between essentially that, like between picking up packs of like Bang Dream and Ordinal Scale when that comes out, because you're going to see box openings for the first time in a long while. Actually, I think the last box openings we did were for re-edit anyway. I could be wrong. No, I think that's the last one that we did, so that'd be fine. But for Ordinal Scale, that'll definitely be a thing. I plan to at least get a box, possibly even 2 boxes. I realize that's low compared to what a lot of people spend on various sets and whatnot. Like, shout outs to my buddy Taylor McNeil, who we had talked about. I recorded a deck profile for this, but he was I haven't posted it yet. He got 3rd at Atlanta Regionals with Konosuba, and Konosuba he probably bought like 8 boxes of, or something of that nature. So it's like, well, we ain't got trades for you, bro. Hope you pulled everything you needed. So maybe not to that same level, and I realize stores and or other people buy cases or so at a time. I'd love to be able to buy like 3 boxes of Ordinal Scale. Like I don't know, maybe that's too much. Maybe I kind of want to test the waters first. Maybe just do like a box, see how pulls look. I don't know, fuck it. We'll get to that. I'll cross that bridge when we get to it. It's all good. Which I probably should go ahead and be deciding. It's in like 3 weeks. But yeah, let's see. But like discussing about the sets and whatnot that we are getting in English, we only got 2 announced right now. Hopefully some more on the way. Excuse me. There are a couple other sets in JP that are already confirmed. Like I mentioned, Bang Dream being some of them. Konosuba. Konosuba Volume 2 is already confirmed. I do not have the dates in front of me. I can't remember them off the top of my head. One of my favorite ones, Gurren Lagann. I am so hoping that comes to English. I know we talked about this already, but this is leading up to the actual topic at hand. The Hinology first EB just dropped. They have a second EB confirmed. Project Diva also just dropped. So they got a couple different things, like just recently, as well as they got a couple other things already in the works. Because like all the Hinology and Gurren Lagann stuff is supposed to come out like the same time or something of that nature. But basically, I got to thinking, it's been a while since we've done something pertaining to almost like a set prediction. Maybe not prediction, more hopes in general, like prediction hopes. Uh, as far as potentially new sets that they may end up trying to do. One of the ones I'm fairly certain we're going to get this, but it's not coming out until like the end of next year probably. Summer of 2018 is when AOT Season 3 is coming out, so you're almost guaranteed to have AOT Volume 3 at that point, depending on how far they go. They may alternate as well. I noticed that for the first season they did 24 episodes, but for the second season they only did 12. And they're giving themselves a lot of time in between when that has ended and when the next one's going to start up. So they may be trying to go for another 24 episodes. I don't know, maybe they'll alternate. But a lot of other things, as far as like recently, have been really kind of in the back of my head, like, dude, what if we got a Weiss set for this? Or what if, we got a Weiss set for this other series or whatever? So I kind of wanted to throw some of my thoughts out for that onto the field of possibility, or whatever that may be. As far as the current season, because I'm an avid anime watcher, I probably watch new episodes of anime like daily. I guarantee you, if it's not daily, it's like every other day. Between listening to other podcasts, between listening to all sorts of other stuff in my free time, I do try to squeeze in as much anime as possible. I just like keeping up with so much different stuff. Like, there's always something new that surprises me every season, and I get even happier when I see that we get Weiss sets for them or anything of that nature. It is really cool. Like, one of the things that surprised me a while back was when we got Charlotte. We don't have it for English, we have this for JP. There's a Charlotte set in JP for the anime Charlotte, but it got announced midway through the season, or through the season that it was airing. The show hadn't finished that season yet, and I don't know like where all the source material came from. I think a lot of the source material may have been from like a manga or something. I could be completely and totally wrong on that, and if I am, I apologize. But it just was bam. We set announced, or at least like a trial deck or something like that was announced at the time. But yeah, stuff like that. A couple other series are announced, and I'd like to see some interesting stuff come out of, maybe eventually come out of the woodwork for various stuff. I know our buddy Timmy has already stated his opinion of hashtag Keijo for Weiss Schwarz, because Keijo, oh my god, that was a great show. And I openly enjoy talking about anime. Shout outs to Strictly Broken for keeping the meme going alive. I love anime. I like being able to talk about anime so much, as far as like with all sorts of different people in my group. Not just because of it pertaining to Weiss Schwarz, but it's just more interesting to me, as far as I still have like other shows I've watched outside of anime, but that's whatever. I've watched all of MASH. If nobody knows what MASH is, go watch it. It's really good. But I felt that because Weiss Schwarz is like the anime card game, like, okay, sure, you have card games based on a particular anime series, but there's not many card games that just bring in from all different anime. Anime video games as well. I can't limit it to just anime. Kantai got its first set before we ever got the anime announced, if I'm not mistaken. I could be completely incorrect on that. Also for Vocaloid, I realize Vocaloid's been primarily off of the different songs that people have created, various MMDs, the rhythm games and whatnot, and Bang Dream as well, off of a lot of the rhythm games. But I think before we got, I think we did get at least the first season of Bang, or at least a season of Bang Dream before we ever got like a set. So more often than not, it ties into anime. So, a couple series that I've seen, floating around, popularity wise, especially for like the memes and whatnot. I figured, throw some of these out here, and it may end up coming around. I don't know, because I honestly would have never suspected. Is the Order a rabbit? Gochiusa. I never would have suspected that to get a Weiss set, but it did. So I'm like, you can't really count a lot of stuff out. So between like some of my favorite ones between the past couple seasons and maybe even some future ones. One, because I know we've gotten Fate series in the past, but they've been done. Some of them are being done through different studios. Fate Apocrypha is currently airing, but if I'm not mistaken, it is being done through a different studio than Unlimited Blade Works was, or Prisma Ilia. Prisma Ilia was done by Silverlink. I think Unlimited Blade Works was done by UFO Table. I could be completely wrong on that. See, now I feel like I got to look up Apocrypha and figure out when that was, or who did that one. But I know we're getting an anime, a Fate anime based off of the Fate Extra series, which was off of the PSP games and whatnot. So that should be fairly interesting. Okay, Fate Apocrypha was done by A1 Pictures. So other people that have... I'm trying to think of... I feel that a correlation between a lot of the Weiss sets that we've gotten for particular series could be dependent on which studio produced it. I know there was an issue with Fairy Tail a while back, and that's one of the reasons we don't really have a lot of extra Fairy Tail stuff right now, even though that's one of the biggest things I've heard people bitching about so fucking much recently. And it's just, why does Fairy Tail suck? Why does Fairy Tail never get any new stuff? Because of studio changes, people. Come on. For real. It becomes obtaining the licensing and the rights and whatnot to be able to do it. You got to bounce through all these different production companies. It's like, no. You're not gonna be able to do that. Not considering Fairy Tail switched production companies and animation studios multiple times through the airing of its anime, which you can clearly tell in a lot of stuff. So I want to say that shows like Prisma Ilia were done by Silverlink, which was they did other really good stuff. Gen no Saji, if you've never watched that. Stuff like that. But there's a couple others that I would not be surprised if we ended up getting something pertaining to it. I mean, if we did get Fate Apocrypha, that would be amazing. The Fate Extra would be also just phenomenal. Especially because we do have like a lot of Fate stuff. Admittedly, I think Fate Apocrypha would be one of those because it is in an alternate timeline / I can't even say dimension because it's not dimension. Like Prisma Ilia was in a different dimension, if I'm not mistaken, because of how everything was set up. Even though it's still in the universe of Fate and how all of it works. I'll just say timeline for that then. Just forgive what I said and just state timeline. So there is, like, obviously certain sets can't be mixed with each other, and I would not be surprised if Fate Apocrypha was one of those series that you just could not mix with other sets as far as like from the Fate franchise. And that would be completely understandable, and I could totally see that being a thing if that were to ever occur. Now, maybe for like Fate Extra you could. I don't know. I am really uncertain about that, but that's also if we're even able to get it. A couple other like really popular anime that have come out recently. New Game, Made in Abyss, Kakegurui. Kakegurui was a gambling addiction anime type thing. It was really funky. New Game ended up getting a second season recently, so I don't know if they've like confirmed a third season or anything of that nature. Let's see. I don't know of any series that we've gotten sets for that have been done by Studio Bones. Actually, ReZero might have been done by Bones. I can't remember. To which Boku no Hero Academia season 2 was done by done by Bones. I don't know if they are going to be done by any other. I don't remember if the first season was done by a different animation company, though. I could be completely wrong on this. But if I remember correctly, I want to say that, yeah, okay, cool. Other series that have been done by Bones is stuff like Soul Eater and whatnot, but I doubt we're ever going to get like Soul Eater as a set. I say that, but at the same time, we just recently got Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann as a series came out, one, when the animation studio that was doing it was still Production IG. And now they're like Gainax and Studio Trigger and all. No, it was Gainax back then. I'm sorry, I'm totally misremembering my stuff here, so I gotta fact check myself because I'm just completely and totally spacing on a lot of stuff here. So if you hear incessant typing in the background, that's because I'm trying to fact check myself. Okay, I want to say it was Gainax because they eventually became what is known as Studio Trigger, which we got. Sorry, I'm just reading it right now. Yeah, Gainax and co-produced by Aniplex. I'm sorry, not A1 Pictures. That is completely different. Forgive me. Or no, I didn't say A1 Pictures. I said Production IG. Production IG was did the first part of AOT of Attack on Titan, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so Studio Trigger, who we got. We were able to get the Kill la Kill set from. Essentially, are probably the people who all had the rights to Gurren Lagann, if I'm not mistaken, because you can obviously tell similarities between Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill. Come on now, if you do not notice the similarities in how stuff is done for their animation style, something is wrong with you severely. I'm pulling up part of the cards just to be able to go over all the JP sets. Honestly, even a set like Gargantia. Gargantia on the Verdurous planet. Verduous? I forget how to pronounce it. That was a set that I was greatly surprised that we ever got. Because of Gurren Lagann coming out just recently, or being announced just recently, let me state, I can't discount any older sets or any older series that may potentially get a set. So it is a lot of weird stuff. Like you could list old stuff for days. I would not be surprised if anything I've watched in the past ever gets something new. Hell, like Asterix War or Chivalry of a Failed Knight. That would be really cool. I could actually very much see Chivalry of a Failed Knight being Rakudai Kishi no Cavalry. That was the name of the Japanese. That was the Japanese name for it. I could easily see that coming out. And Kakegurui would just be weird, though. Now that I think about it, the way that they did a lot of their animation stuff for a lot of the very tense moments, we'll say, a lot of those were definitely questionable. But admittedly, once again, we got Kill la Kill, which was questionable as it is, like, as well. I did hear someone say the other day, dude, what if we got like a Black Clover anime? But how would your cards be able to scream at each other? You'd eventually be playing DBZ the card game. I joke. I know. Asta, voice actor for Asta in the Japanese dub. I'm so sorry, dude. I know the guy's like new, and that's a lot of the people's problem with Black Clover as general. But I thoroughly enjoy the manga for Black Clover. The manga for Black Clover is amazing. Like, don't even watch the anime. Just go read the fucking manga. Just straight up. Personal opinion. I really can't. Also because Black Clover is done by Studio Perio. It's basically the same people who did Naruto Shippuden for the last, like, couple years. And they're like, oh, we need a new shonen thing to do weekly. So this is their thing, and this is their new thing. Also, then you also got to get, if I'm not mistaken, you got to go through like Viz Media if I'm not mistaken, to be able to do stuff for that as well, which is also a whole bunch of the Naruto and Bleach stuff. If I could be, I might be wrong on Viz Media being involved in Bleach, but I know Naruto. I know they were involved for Naruto. I know that because I used to get up like all the Naruto and Naruto Shippuden manga. Okay, yeah, but I remember what I was talking about for A1 Pictures earlier. Their studio. One of the biggest memes to come out recently was the series called Blend S, which is like these girls working at a like a moe girl cafe, and they basically portray all these different characteristics and personalities that a lot of otaku find very nice, you know, if you catch my drift there. And there was a meme going around the opening of it, and I've seen so many memes for that, and GIFs, and just stuff for it. The John Cena ones especially, just hilarious. So, almost, I hate to say, but almost questioning if it would be off of the meme. I would very much enjoy seeing like a Blend S set as well, because that was also really cute. I haven't finished it yet. Or it's still going. I haven't caught up to it just yet. It still has, I think I'm behind by like 2 episodes, but it is out right now, and that would be something really cool. The Gaara franchise has been like a whole bunch of different, you know, series off of Gaara, which almost makes me think of Kamen Rider. Kind of like Kamen Rider, I don't know. Kekai Sensen, I know, is on its 2nd season right now, which is also done by Studio Bones. Just like Soul Eater and what did I say before? Boku no Hero Academia. Obviously, Love Live Sunshine season 2. You know, that's going on right now. So you can almost guarantee that's going to be a thing. See, here's the thing. Love Live being done by Sunrise. That just makes me wonder why we haven't gotten a fucking Gundam set, you know? I mean, we're about to get Gurren Lagann, which is like... Okay, well, we had Evangelion as well. Evangelion's in JP right now, so we do have a mech series in Japan. Oh, God, what else do we have? But, like, Gurren Lagann's another big mech series, sure. But as far as that goes, we don't really have anything else that just screams, like, mecha. I guess Macross is also a mecha, because there is Macross Frontier. I'm looking at the list now of various stuff. Oh, that was another thing. We have all the different Idolmaster ones. There's a male version of Idolmaster. Like, literally, it's just like all the idols are just males. Which apparently they've been having some cameos of some of the Idolmaster girls showing up in it, which is kind of cool. So, you know, it's not like done by a different, like, overall different company, but it still might be a production thing. It would not surprise me if we did get the Idolmaster M, which is the male side, as a set. That would be kind of cool. But at the same time, there's just a whole bunch of other, you know, shenanigans as far as that goes. But yeah. With Love Live Sunshine and the Love Live series in general, that being all, you know, done by Sunrise, I am really, really curious why they haven't been like, oh yes, also, if you're going to be doing they probably got asked about it. If not, I could see Bushiroad getting asked about this by Sunrise, like, hey, you also want to do something for Gundam as well? You know, that'd just be great. Yeah, no, please let me make a deck based around motherfucking Gundam Unicorn, or like, I don't know, maybe Gundam Build Fighters? I don't know. That'd be crazy stuff. One of the other big ones that came out this season, is still airing right now, is The Ancient Magus Bride. And that's being done by Wit Studio, so I don't know... I do not know of anyone off the top of my head as far as Wit Studios confirmed. I'm pulling it up right now as far as what all Wit Studios done that we've gotten sets for. They did like... Oh. Okay, so Wit Studio helped with a lot of Shingeki no Kyojin, so they've actually done a lot of AOT stuff. That doesn't seem out of the realm of possibility now. Like all the movies, Attack on Titan Junior High, apparently. Both seasons, the OVA stuff, they've had a lot of influence in it. So maybe that's just who they changed it over to. I want to say Production IG started season 1, but I mean they'll bring in other studios to help with a bunch of other stuff at the same time. So Wouldn't surprise me. And it already is listing them for like the movie and the next season. Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. I think it's like one of the other spin-off things to it. Cabaneri, I could definitely see us doing, like us getting some kind of set for that. Maybe less Cabaneri. Definitely like something Ancient Magus Bride related. That would be really cool, because Ancient Magus Bride's a great series so far. I'm very much enjoying it. Osumatsu-san. See, I'm looking over this stuff now, and I did not realize Studio Perio, who did do Black Clover and Naruto, is doing Osumatsu-san, and we do have a set for the first Osumatsu-san season, which they just confirmed they're currently airing, I should say, a second season for that as well. So that wouldn't surprise me if we got a second season for that. One of the other ones I'm also kind of surprised I haven't seen anyone mention, Shokugeki no Soma. Would that be possible? The whole foodgasm scenes would probably be too much, but we have To Love Ru. It wouldn't be much different. Come on now, kids. And based off of all the different Shokugekis and competitions and whatnot that they've done for it, for over each of the seasons, in each of the major battles and whatnot, you'd be able to come up with, I would hope you could come up with a bunch of different cards for it. But at the same time, even if it's something that took like 2 seasons worth of material, I could understand having to get a lot of material for various things. For being able to do a whole set like that. But I mean, for fuck's sake, if they could do a whole booster set, I should say, it's like 100+ cards for the set, off of just a movie. Looking at you, Sword Art, Ordinal Scale. Being able to do that off of just a singular movie alone should be like no problem. You know, since they've done that before. It wouldn't surprise me if we did, but at the same time, At this point, I'm going to go ahead to a lot of the projected stuff for 2018. I've kind of mentioned a lot of the stuff that I'd like to be able to see for stuff that's already aired or is currently airing. Okay, Fate Extra Last Encore. Oh, it's being done by Shaft. Okay, Shaft was also who did all of the Monogatari series, right? I want to state they did a majority, if not all, of the Monogatari series, to which, if they've... Oh, God. We've got 3 packs, or 3 different sets, I want to state, off of the Monogatari series alone, seasons 1 and 2 in Nisemono. So that would not surprise me if we actually did get something for Fate Extra when that came out. That'd be kind of cool. I can't remember if there was any other like second season. Oh, Overlord's getting a second season. I forgot all about that. Maybe Overlord's being done by Madhouse though. Have we gotten anything Madhouse related before? I can't think about that. But let's pull this up and take a look here. I like being doing solo podcast where I have all the information in front of me, or have a computer that I can do for that, look up information, and not just sit there and be like I'm pacing in a fucking parking lot type thing. All right, well, Madhouse has done One Punch Man, Hunter x Hunter, Hellsing Ultimate, No Game No Life, Death Note, Death Parade. I'm more trying to see if there's anything that we've gotten for Weiss sets. Summer Wars, that would be so cool. Like I could definitely see them doing a Summer Wars set, and that's much older. Who's hyped for that new Cardcaptor Sakura season coming out eventually? I'm looking over a lot of this between like Black Lagoon, Trigun, and whatnot, and I don't see anything for sets we've already gotten as far as being done by Madhouse. Claymore's a much older series, but it has enough characters you probably could get away with it for a set. Yeah, Mahoka. Oh, God. Oh, God, what else? Batum? Batum was done by Madhouse? Oh, wow, I forgot all about that. But yeah. Cheese Sweet Home. A little adorable cat thing. Gunslinger Girl. God, this place has done so... Needless. Needless is a really old anime that no one's ever watched. I say no one, but I watched it. God, what else? I'm really just trying to look... I can't just keep listing off all these different series just by reading over them. Because I'm not even halfway through the list yet, and I've been scrolling for a good bit now. But yeah, before I get too terribly far down into it, I realize a lot of stuff is more speculation than anything, and it does come down to if they can cooperate with the studios. Excuse me. Excuse me there. I realize it does come down a lot to the production companies and and the various studios and whatnot that make it, because that's one of the reasons we also don't have like a new Log Horizon set, because the second season of Log Horizon was done by a different production / animation company, which is why halfway through the series they essentially changed the character outfits and designs for everybody. I say halfway. They went ahead and changed the designs, but within an episode or two, they immediately changed over all of the outfits that everyone was wearing, and they changed it up to ones that they preferred. So, this is our new gear, or this is our raid gear, or something of that nature. Which is understandable, because I guess that also fit the more MMO feel because of how Log Horizon was set up, as how the plot for it was. I can understand that, but at the same time, that's one of the reasons we just did not get a second set. It was, once again, production thing, switching over companies and whatnot. Oh yeah, Dagashikashi. That'd be interesting. I don't know. I got a whole bunch of series that I am eagerly anticipating for next season because, oh man, just so much good stuff. But I realize there is a lot of other sets I could just speculate on, and I could just, keep talking about all day. One, because I love anime. Haha. And I guess that's one of the reasons I enjoy this card game so much. I guess that's one of the reasons that, obviously the whole appeal of being able to play as these, different sets and these different characters, making the waifu decks and whatnot. But I don't know. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, this game is better than most other games I've ever played. I don't know. Personal opinion. If you don't agree, you don't agree. No worries. But yeah, with that, I realize it's not going to be like a too terribly long of a podcast today, but I'm still going to try to fill the 45-minute gap. Let's see, what else is there to discuss? Other things that have occurred. Oh, fucking, the Germany regionals results got announced. Apparently Germany loves them some Zek and Yuki, and if you know what I mean, oh my goodness. The top 8 was all... If I remember correctly, I will, be pulling it up while I'm talking here, because I gotta go through. I gotta go to the English, the Weiss Facebook page or whatever, the Bushiroad Facebook page, whatever. I want to say all of the top 8 was either SAO or AOT, either Sword Art or Attack on Titan. So, goodness gracious, that was. Oh man, that was crazy. And it ended up being I don't remember if the top 8 was all that, but I know the top 4 was 3 SAO decks and 1 AOT deck. The AOT deck came in 4th place. So this is the second time that SAO has been so prevalent as far as dominating in that regard. It's AOT was obviously doing really good as well. But SAO doesn't have to worry about on-reverse bullshit. Sure, yeah, they got the Leafa... excuse me, I had a burp mid-sentence. I know they got the Leafa clock shooter, but that's not what they really prioritize. So I'm trying to find the right Weiss page because there's like, I just gotta realize I had to find the right one that posts up the results and whatnot. Excuse me 1 second. Also, my throat was getting dry. Oh, let's see. Basically, based off of the different builds that you can do, AOT is going to have a more defined setup. I say defined, but it's still there's a lot of different variations you can do for AOT, but it's almost always geared towards one setup or the other. With SAO being either last shot Xenon or switch combo setup, my guess people were probably using last shot more because the switch combo can be interrupted by cards like Titan's Power. If AOT players were deciding to run that. I've been testing that out with a core build I've been messing with recently. So I could fully understand if it wasn't switch combo. I mean, maybe if it still was switch combo, that's all cool and good and all. I ain't really worried about that. I'm still trying to find this announcement. Okay, so apparently this past weekend, the Melbourne, Australia regionals have been going on. I actually didn't know about that. That's my fault. Okay, the Germany one. Found it. Okay. But while this is being pulled up. Okay, so AOT, SAO... AOT, SAO. 1, 2, 3, 4... 5 SAO decks and 3 AOT decks. I had to check each of them. You know, while I'm at it, congrats to Cohen Cheng. If I'm mispronouncing that, I very much apologize. But if this is in Germany, why do we have Korean and Chinese sounding names here? Anando Cordic, that just sound like Germanic. So I guess you're native. I don't know. But yeah, all the top 3 was SAO. I would be more inclined to believe they're mostly last shot setup decks. And I could be wrong. I could be completely and totally wrong on this. And, I still want to see the builds. Because I want to see if there's any variation or what types of cards people were running differently, if anything else. You can still have variation in the early game, but I'm mostly wondering what their in-game setup was. Not saying switch combo is bad, because switch combo is really good. It's just the way, as prevalent as AOT has become, they have quite a few cards that are just going to, blow them out of the water. And that's another good question. If a SAO deck goes up against another SAO deck, that they're both switch combo, and they both have their asanas already out that do their removal, how well? No, that's actually an interesting matchup now that I think about it. Or that's not going to end well. You have to do the reverse switch, where you start off with swinging with the Kiritos and then switching with the asanas. To be able to pull it off properly, you wouldn't be able to do it the normal way. Either way, it's a lot of... It's no real names that I normally recognize, which I'll actually save this and actually post this up in the thing. So, it's no names that I normally recognize, but this is still one of those things where it's oh, shit, okay, that's a lot of SAO. So, in one way, it doesn't surprise me either, because SAO is still such an amazingly consistent deck, but AOT is also a huge powerhouse. So, that's really cool, and I'm interested to see what the things for that are going to be set up for. Also, Honolulu got announced. I didn't even notice this one. I'm so sorry. AOT won Honolulu, followed by SAO and another AOT. So, hold up now. Let's check this out. 1, 2, 3 AOT decks. 2 Kantai decks. Only 1 SAO deck in all of this, and hell, he got second place as far as in the top 8. 1 Fate deck and 1 Bang Dream deck. I do not recognize a lot of the names up here either, but I'll have this image saved to be able to post up here as well so y'all can see this. Disclaimer, the source material from this is from the Bushiroad, the Weiss Schwarz English page. So, anywho, so a lot of these pictures and whatnot, as far as people have set up, and a lot of how all is. Oh, they finally posted up Atlanta also, but I already know the results of that. So shout outs to Gerald Miller there, that TLR love. But yeah, with that, I realize I'm kind of rambling on at this point and whatnot. But yeah, I just realized I forgot to mention the thing about the Germany regionals at the beginning there because, SAO and whatnot. But with that, thank y'all very much for listening, just to me ramble on for a whole podcast again. Is much appreciated. If y'all, want to subscribe, cool. If not, don't worry about it. That's my phone going off. And regardless, thank y'all, just for stopping by. And I'll try to get, more people in next week who know what the hell they're talking about other than me. So with that, we will see y'all on the flip side. Peace out for now.